Welcome back to Dynasty Football Live. Today is our final ending to our Dynasty Football draft grades. We're so sad it's over. I really wish it could be every day because I love drafting. But today we're bringing you part 3, and it is picks 9 through 12.
Next, we have Show Me Your TDs, which we're talking about touchdowns here. So, I this guy went a little bit unconventional, I think, based on who was there at that time.
He always
yeah. At the 1.11, he got Jonathan Mingo, who I like. I just thought maybe he was more of a second rounder, although he is making some noise. So we'll see what happens there. He got Jalen Reed at 211, which broke my heart. Even though I don't really need him, I kind of wanted to have a Packer in my team, and that was pick right before my pick, so it was kind of upsetting. He got Luke Schoonmaker at 311, which based on his draft capital, I haven't really heard much about him in training camp or anything, making plays or anything. I don't really follow Cowboys that much, but
Yeah.
I mean, we do have a show, Dynasty show. So, I've been looking. I haven't really found anything. No one's really had anything, go viral or anything exciting about the Cowboys tight end room. So I don't know, but a great value considering he was, drafted in the second round in the real draft. Gus Edwards, there's production there, but I feel like based on who's there, it's kind of, I don't know, man. I don't know. He may get a shot.
They added Keaton Mitchell through the draft, which he was getting a lot
Yeah,
of
and they have Melvin Gordon too, I think. So it's kind of deep. A lot of, if you look at their depth though, it's a lot of questions injury wise, or even if they still have it wise.
Well,
So
no one knows what Dobbins is doing, bro. He just went AWOL and got mad that he wasn't highest paid running back because his knee's blown out. So I don't know what's going on there.
So no, I guess it was a good pick. You don't know who's going to be the guy there. So I guess it's a good pick. We've seen Gus Edwards do really well with the Ravens. So we'll see. Stetson Bennett at 5'11". I'm not a huge Stetson guy, but I think based on the fact that Stafford is kind of on his way out, and some of the highlight plays we've seen Bennett in training camp and rookie camp and all that stuff, I think getting him at the 5'11" is kind of a good stash for him. And I think he might get a chance when Stafford. I don't know if they'll draft right away. I think based on what he did at Georgia and what he's done so far in mini camps and training camp, we'll see what happens in the preseason. But I think he might get a shot after Stafford decides to hang him up. So we'll see. That's a good value there. And I think one of the best probably picks in this draft, and I know people are fighting it, I think, just because of, how deep that wide receiver room, which is kind of weird to say in Jacksonville, but Zay Flowers at 6'8". To me, I kept seeing his name and I almost wanted to get him, but I didn't want to get him as early as my picks were. I wanted to get him maybe in the 6th round, which I didn't have a 6th round pick. So Zay Jones at 6'8", or 6.8, extremely great value, especially with what he did last year. They got rid of Marvin Jones, so he's going to have more of a role, even though Ridley is kind of replacing Jones. I really like this pick. It's a great value. And he is kind of heavy at running back. So going with a lot of wide receivers makes sense. And the tight end position for him is kind of questionable. So we'll see what happens there. But for me, I think I'm going to give him a B.
Okay. Yeah. Dude, overall draft and the draft capital of the guys that he took, like in the real draft, I got to give him a B+. You look at Mingo, Reed, Shoemaker, all those guys were early picks, so they have a lot invested in these players that he's taken. And getting Zay Jones, like you said, almost with the last pick of the draft was, for me, a steal. I think Zay Jones is highly disrespected he does have Calvin Ridley, so if anything happens, with Calvin Ridley, he can plug and play. I don't think he has to worry about it because he's pretty deep at wide receiver. But this guy's got a lot of. This guy actually went to the championship and lost due to some unexpected injuries. Around playoff time, or championship time in his case, and he was going up with against a pretty elite guy that
Mhm.
won the championship. But I think he's back. I like what he's done here, and I think he has a chance to make some noise again. So B plus for me here.
All right.
I think this guy did a really, really good job. He didn't have a lot of picks, just because, he's been in contention for, since he came into the league, basically. He had a really quick turnaround on his team. And, he made some trades to try to make his team a little bit more competitive, which did work because he did win 2 years ago, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, he won before the Killer Bees won last year. So, his team's pretty solid, and I think I really like what he did with the limited picks he had. He only had 3 picks just because of how our league works and the format and the fact that uh, the max amount of picks is 6 picks, but we only do 6 rounds. So if you don't have anything, the 6 picks within the first 6 rounds, then you have to fill your roster based on who's left in free agency. So that's kind of the situation there. At 112, he got Zach Charbonnet, who we kind of discussed this earlier. Uh, he should have probably been the 6th pick, just as a Kenneth Walker insurance. He got him at 12. That's a great value. I think people probably thought I was going to take him at 9 just
Yeah.
because of who was available at the time. But I don't know. I just I had to go Richardson there. I think
Yeah.
one of my favorite picks of this draft, two actually, but is Xavier Hutchinson, which I know you like a lot. I've heard. I live in Houston. He's making a lot of noise in
Yeah.
training camp, along with Nico
Yeah.
Collins. He's just a big body receiver who is he's just really, really, really good. And I know he was drafted a little bit later in the draft, which I don't quite understand either, just
Yeah.
based on production at Iowa State. But I really, really like him at the 4-1, especially with, or 4-10 rather, especially with all of the kind of questions around the Texans wide receiver room. I mean, they have Woods, who I think is probably still a solid number 2 at this point.
Yeah.
Nico Collins seems like the number 1. Tank Dell is definitely explosive and was drafted in the 2nd round, so he's going to get a chance, especially in the slot. But after that, maybe Menchie, maybe Hutchinson. Menchie's coming back from cancer, and all that stuff. So we'll see what happens there. But I think of all the wide receiver rooms, if we look at them, I mean, obviously the Falcons have a lot of unknowns too. But I think the Texans, they don't have a solidified number 1 yet. Definitely maybe a number 2 or 3, but not really. And after that, it's kind of open. So I think he might get a chance to be a contributor early, especially if he performs. So one of my favorite picks at 4-10, and Keaton Mitchell at 5-10. We kind of talked about him with the Gus Edwards situation and Dobbins kind of being upset. I don't get it either. And the last pick for him was Trey Tucker for the Rams or the Raiders rather at 6-7, which I really like the value here. He kind of reminds me of Renfro in the way he runs routes. He's a very, very good route runner, except he's a lot faster than Renfro. So it's kind of a interesting pick. I know he's going to have a smaller guy, track guy, but for me, he's one of the best. Not one of the best, but he's in the top half of the rookies coming in as far as route running, and you can combine that with the speed that he has. I think it's a great value at 6-7. So I really liked his draft, even though it was limited picks. And for me, I got to give him an A just because I think getting Charbonnet at 12 or 112 was kind of great value, and Hutchinson at 4-10. I thought he was going to go maybe the late third round, early fourth. Great value there. And with the question about the Ravens running back situation, definitely getting Mitchell here would be was very, very smart.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree, man. I think you got a C plus, and that's me being very generous because I mean, you got a steal in Charbonnet, but after that, I felt like, you know, I don't, I don't really know. I mean, maybe it could be a borderline, just flat out B. But for me, I'm not too high on the guys he took after. Besides Xavier Hutchinson, obviously I'm a Texans fan, but Keaton Mitchell, it's kind of a crowded back room there. I just don't see a lot that's going to help you win this year. I know that you were trying to cash out. He was trying to cash out on 112. He
Yeah,
rejected
I
that
was
offer.
trying so hard to get that
Yeah,
112.
everybody was trying to get it, and you should have probably taken it because after Zach Charbonnet, for me, it wasn't pretty. So, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I think you could have got a better running back for what was offered than what you took for this year because you are competing. But hey, you got Charbonnet, and it is what it is. So for me, it's a C plus. And we have two more teams that we haven't talked about, but we're gonna scroll through real quick just to show you their team. Their team. They didn't have a first rounder, but we'll just go through real quick. You want to start with our boy Kamikaze Orcas. Let's see how he did real quick. We gotta check his draft class out, and then we'll go to the league winner from last year. Neither one of these guys had a first round pick because they liked someone else. I'll take it away here.
hmm
Just real quick, we'll go over their draft class. I'm not going to say where they got drafted because these guys didn't have any early draft round picks, but guys that I did like, this guy he's the king in our league at finding later round steals and hidden gems. You got Evan Hull, who could possibly at this point be the starting running back of the Colts. We don't know where JT's going or what if he's coming back. Deuce Vaughn, nice little running back there for the Cowboys. We thought he was good. Didn't really like the Braxton Berrios pick. I don't think he's going to be what was on the board when he took this guy. I wasn't a fan. Tucker Kraft, he thinks he's going to be better than Luke Musgrave. I disagree, but we'll see. But yeah, that is pretty much the guys that he ended up with. Oh yeah, and he sniped Manning
And
from
the
the
Dallas
Cowboys
defense.
defense. I cannot forget that one. Yeah, I just said Dallas
Yeah, that
defense.
was
So,
tough.
like I said, yeah, he got him a competing defense. This guy somehow always puts it together and finds them late in the draft. So I can't disagree what he did with what he had. So I'm going to give him a B. Um, and if you want to take it to our league winner and go over his little draft, he only had some fourth rounders. We'll get out of here after that. Let's
Yeah.
go to Killer Bees, the league winner.
Yeah, I think for me, as far as Kamikaze Orcas, I'll just give him a grade 2. I give him a B
Yeah.
as well. And I just because of limited picks, but I like Kraft. I think the reason I didn't draft Musgrave just because of the injury concerns. Um, so Kraft
Mm.
could be the guy. We'll anyways, see. Killer Bees they drafted Will Levis at 4-1, which considering the amount of Titans or Tennessee guys, I was kind of surprised, but at the same time, I think people don't really like Levis. Uh, so, I mean, it could end up being something. We'll see. I think Israel Abednikanda kind of had a pretty good, a
Mm-hmm.
decent showing, against the Browns in the first preseason game at 4.2. Not bad, especially with Brees Hall still kind of being injured, and Carter kind of struggled last year. So, he might find a way to contribute. Leonard Fournette at 4.6, I think that was pretty good. I mean, I think eventually he's going to get signed
I'm a
somewhere.
little bit higher on what he did. I think that from what he had and the kind of people that he targeted, getting Levis and Avon Conda there, and getting Kareem Hunt and Fournette, if those two sign, this could be easily a B plus draft for me. So I'm gonna give him a B plus. Um, uh, but yeah, this is the league winner. He needed to go for it. He got some pieces from the draft, some rookies, but he also targeted some veterans. So not bad. Um, Guys, this is our last video, and it's time to roll, baby. We're getting in to the real deal. We are going into Dynasty football season, and it is going to be a blast. I hope you guys follow us. We're going to be updating you week to week basis on where me and Manny kind of stand, kind of bragging, kind of crying. I don't know what we're going to be doing. Hopefully we're up there with with the best of them. But for me, guys, it's always fun. And the wait is over, guys. It is time to get into preseason football, and then the NFL season is back, and we couldn't be more happier. And we are so happy that you guys stuck with us over the summer. We're getting those subscribers up. We're getting the comments going finally, guys. We appreciate it. And we hope that you listen to our advice. Yeah. 80, 20, 20 more, guys. Help us get to 100, man. I mean, I know it sounds bad, but we're fighting. We're fighters, man. We ain't gonna go down not swinging. So hey, yeah. So we're happy, guys, and we're happy that you're still tuning in. Guys, as always, like and subscribe. Come back, check us out, and hopefully you crush your dynasty football drafts from us here at Dynasty Football Live. That's our goal, is for you to get in there and get the job done. So, with that being said, in the 2023 NFL season upon us, as always, baby, Dynasty Football out.